taking it down to the 14. On 2nd and 9. Manning, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack. Now Manning, and that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Now meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a give, right side. Carson, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Here's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. That's caught at the 25. A big play that time for the Seahawks. And even 40 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. He's got the tight end, Vanette, and he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Dancing to his left. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And I do believe this is going to line up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play?
Partner, I know I'm supposed to really describe what happened there. I'm counting on you for this one. That was one weird play.
Well, what I was going to ask you, in these situations, shouldn't these guys... just dive on the football around the goal line rather than try to make a heroic return?
That's what they're taught, but sometimes in the heat of battle, sometimes that heroic stuff comes to the front when you really don't need it.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital.
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick six for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really started to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year one. By year two, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well. Showed right there.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Seattle Seahawks 7-2 through 9 weeks of the season. Their offense coming back out here. You know, Charles, this Seattle team looks really good. We talk about Russell Wilson, how good he's been. Where's the weak spot for the Seahawks crew?
Believe it or not, consistent pass rush. And the reason I say believe it or not, when you think of the players who are along that defensive front, it's a surprise because they've gotten Jaron Reed back. He missed the first 6 games of the season. Remember, he was double-digit sacks in 2018 at defensive tackle. They've added Jadeveon Clowney, defensive end, consistently presses for 10 sacks or more in a season. Ziggy Ansah, who when healthy, is a double-digit sack guy. I think as the season moves on, it would not surprise me at all that pass rush gets ramped up a little bit.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he's going to keep it here. Oh, nice move at midfield. So we come upon half. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. They go play action now. Wilson on the move to his left. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. On first down, Wilson. Flushed out right. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Giants have it. It's picked up.
Brandon, that's the third time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them. But the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, Just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate one fumble, twos, oh my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Barkley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. Throwing Jones. He completes it to Tate. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Again, it's Penny. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They have more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Now it's Wilson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now Wilson. Out to his left. He can run, and he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run as his guys are back within a single score.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it's 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. Throwing on 2nd down. Manning. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. The Giants on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run with Barkley. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Manning. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson being chased out left. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. From midfield now, here's Wilson.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now again, right side. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon. Continues. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get...
And I think the ball's out, and the Giants have it. It's picked up. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
Barkley unable to get away on the first down run as he'll be stopped for a loss of a couple. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. They'll run it again with Barkley. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Quentin Jefferson drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Wilson now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. He's back to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. They set up the screen to Penny. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
And remember, field goal does them no good in this situation.
You got to think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon. Back to throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Wilson to throw. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 27. After the interception, here's Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. He'll try and run it. But Charles, a one-score game.